Good evening, everyone. Blanson here, back with another OP14 testing video. Tonight we're going to be playing Blue Yellow Boa Hancock. This deck has been making waves recently over in Japan. She grabbed the top two spots of the most recent regional, and since then, she's captured a pretty big chunk of hype for the new set, and people think that she's going to be pretty good. And the more people are learning about her and realizing how annoying she is to play against, it's looking like a pretty good pick and one that I definitely need to consider. I just copied the list from the winner of that regional. The only card that I'm not sure if we will get for by the time Nationals rolls around is this promo Boa. So it's a 6 cost 7k. On play, give a Restodon to your leader or one of your characters. It's got counter and its trigger. You can play a 5k power or less with a trigger from your hand. Yeah, it seems like decent for what the deck wants to do, but I just took two of those out and put two extra Rayleighs in, which, Rayleigh seems pretty strong. So, and I like removal, so was that easy change for me. But yeah, so it's the regional list minus two of these Boas. But yeah, I suppose we'll get stuck into the cards and what all the cards do in the list, and then we'll play some ranked games on the Eastern Ladder. Boa, blue, yellow leader, 4 life. First effect reads, opponents, she's 5k power. First effect reads, opponent's turn. When you play a character, draw 1 card. When you trigger a character from your life, you get to draw a card. So it's got card draw. And second effect, Don times 1. Once per turn, when your Amazon Lily or Kuja Pirates type character with 5,000 base power or more is KO'd, your opponent adds 1 card from the top of their life cards to their hand. The aim of this deck is to get triggers off life, and then if your opponent wants to KO the cards that have just come out of life to get board back, they get burnt for damage. Very annoying. Triggers are annoying as it is. Imagine trying to remove the triggers that come out and then getting dealt damage. Back when Katakuri was pretty popular in like OP05 sort of era, when I was playing Sakazuki, to deal with triggers effectively, you wanted to anticipate a trigger, and then you only swing into life when you have the removal to back up the trigger that comes out. So you swing at their life, they trigger a character, and then which you are anticipating, and then you use removal on that character straight away to get rid of it, and then keep the board neutral. But you don't have the luxury with Boa. Now it is only KO'd, so you can bounce or bottom deck the character, which is worth noting. But yeah, so she's a 7 Warlords of the Sea leader, Kuja Pirates leader typing. And let's get into the cards. This guy ran 4 copies of the Sengoku Searcher, which is a searcher top 5 for a 7 Warlords of the Sea type card, which is very relevant when we get to some cards later on in the deck. Hina, 3 cost 3k character to 2k. This is mainly used in Kuzan, but it's popping up in lists recently as an anti-blocker card. So activate main. You may rest this character and trash 1 card from your hand. Up to one of your opponent's characters with an original cost of 4 or less cannot activate blocker during this turn. So you use this to break through, to push through walls at the end of a game. The trashing of a card, if you're going for game, doesn't matter too much. Gets around Marco, things like that. 2 pudding. We all know what pudding does, but if you don't, and you're new to here, it's a 4 cost character. On play, your opponent returns all their hand cards to their deck and shuffles their deck. Then your opponent draws 5 cards. Staple blue card. You always run some sort of copies of this in your deck for any blue deck. If your opponent's got a 10 card hand, turn it into a 5 card hand. Crazy. 4 of the starter deck Boa from the Doffy starter deck. So it's a 4 cost 6k. It's a blocker. On play, look at the top 3 cards of your deck, then place them in any order on the top or bottom of your deck, and give up to one of your 7 Warlords of the Sea type leader or characters up to 1 Rested Dawn. Really overtuned card. This was one of the reasons that Blue Doffy was a top tier deck. It does a lot for 4 Dawn. So it basically costs 3 because you can give one of the Rested Dawn to your leader or your character. So it's basically cost 3. 3 costs 6k blocker. That also rearranges the top of your deck. Crazy. And has really good synergy, which with another card we'll be talking about, which I didn't even realize before making this video. But yeah, staple card, very good, and is also sadly going up in price a lot. I'm lucky I played Doffy and I've got a set already. 1 beige is staple yellow card. All yellow decks used to run 4 of this. I suppose they don't have the room to run any more than 1, but it's a 2k counter. So even if it's never going to be dead in hand, even if you draw it. And it's got the trigger, up to one of your opponent's leaders or characters cannot attack during this turn. So if you hit life, they trigger this, they can stun one of your other characters or leader, and it basically reduces your number of attacks for that turn and could potentially stop lethal. So really good card. Salom. This is a new OP14 card. So all of these cards so far were older cards. Now we're into some new stuff. Salom. 3 cost blocker that has a trigger to come out of life, to play out of life. So you swing life, they trigger this, they've got a blocker on the field that you didn't expect. Good card. There is other versions of this, like Charlotte Brule from an old starter deck, and Blue Boa from way back. They're all the same card. This one, I don't really know what the difference would be running this one over the other ones. This one has Kuja Pirates typing, but it doesn't have 5,000 base power, so it's not going to trigger your leader. Yeah, I guess just for flavor. But the other Boa would have 7 Warlords of the Sea typing, so you could search it if you had to. Maybe you play that one instead. I'll just get it up on the screen so we know what we're talking about. This one here. Oh, this still has Kuja Pirates as well. So maybe I would run this instead, just for on the off chance you needed to search a blocker with Sengoku. But yeah, the snake's cool, so no issues there. All right. Marguerite. 3 cost 5k, no counter. Good stats, but no counter. On play, look at 5 cards on the top of your deck, reveal up to 1 Amazon Lily or Kuja Pirates type card, and add it to your hand. Then place the rest at the bottom of your deck in any order, and trash 1 card from your hand. Trigger, if your leader has the Kuja Pirates type, play this card. So the thing that interests me about this card is that having to trash 1 from your hand. So you're actually going -1 in hand to play this. But I'm guessing because it's got a trigger as well, that's how they've balanced the fact that it's got a trigger. But you've got cards like Lilith. Where is she? No. Yeah, you got cards like Lilith where, you can play it and then it searches you 1. So it's same stats, same search. If your leader is Vegapunk, play this card. So it's the same card, but I don't know why you have to trash 1. Oh, maybe because it searches 2. So it searches Amazon Lily and Kuja Pirates. Maybe because it covers 2 types of cards. That's how they've balanced it with trashing a card. But yeah, it kind of annoys me, that downside to that. But yeah, searcher, vanilla, like good attacker, staple. Ran, 4 cost 5k, 1k counter. Activate main once per turn. Give up to 1 Rested Dawn card to one of your Kuja Pirates type leader or character cards. And it's got the same trigger as most of the yellow Boa character cards. have, which is if your leader has a creature pirates type, play this card. So after a while, we won't cover the trigger, but because they all have it. You play this out, and you can just use a Don. You can use a rested Don to put on your leader every turn to make the ability active. It's a Don efficient card if it sticks on the board for a few turns, and it's a trigger off life, and it's 5k base power, which activates the effect. Good card. Now this is an older card. We're back into older cards for a second. This is Kuma. I'm sure a lot of you would have had this card played against you if you versed yellow recently. Really annoying. One of the best yellow cards that has been printed for a while. Sort of brought yellow back into relevancy, which we were all enjoying it being not relevant for a while there, but that's fine. It is what it is. So it's 6 cost, 7k. It has counter, and on play, you may trash one card from your hand, add the top card of your deck to the top of your life cards. Then this character gains +2 cost until the end of your opponent's next turn. And the second effect reads, opponent's turn, on KO, add the top card of your deck to the top of your life cards. So for 6 Don, you can heal one, and then if they want to KO it or remove it from the field by battle or by KOing it, you can heal another card. Really good, and it's +1k counter. So yeah, great card. If you don't have a set, probably just pick one up now. I don't know if it's going to get any cheaper. It's just too much of a staple. They might reprint it somewhere, but there's not really anything that has reprints in it coming for a little while. So yeah, if I don't have this card, if I was going to play Boa, I'd have to buy the bullet and just buy a set, which I'm not thrilled about, but I'm sure I would get use out of them for at least another few, for a few sets. All right, back onto OP14 cards. Gorgon Sisters, 6 cost, 5k power. It's a 2k counter. Activate main once per turn. You may reveal 3 cards with Amazon Lily or Kuja Pirates type from your hand. Give your leader and all of your characters up to 1 rested Don cards each. You trigger this out of life. Next turn, you can attach a lot of rested Don if you've got a pretty wide board. Pretty good. And it's a 2k, so yeah, decent card. And it's got the trigger, of course. Shakuyaku, 6 cost, 5k power. So all these 16 core Amazon Lily cards, Kuja Pirates cards, they all activate leader effect. On play, if your opponent has 3 or less life cards, draw 2 cards and trash 2 cards from your hand. And it's 2k as well. So it's 2k that cycles. You know a deck is going to be good based on the in-archetype 2ks that they have. If the deck has in-archetype 2ks that do something that have really good effects, that pushes the deck up a few tiers. 2ks, you need to have them regardless. So your deck needs to run 2ks. So if you can have 2ks that have really relevant effects, it just makes your deck flow so much better and have really a really high skill ceiling and just a good base power level. And it's got the trigger. Rayleigh, 6 cost character, 6k power, 1k counter. On play, if your leader is multicolored and your opponent has 3 or less life cards, KO up to one of your opponent's characters with 7,000 base power or less. And it's got a different trigger than the rest, which is activate this card's on-play effect. So if it triggers out of life, you don't play it onto the field, but you can KO something with 7k power or less if your opponent has 3 or less life. Pretty strong card. I don't think yellow really needed this on top of everything else that they're getting. The being on 3 life is, that is definitely a bit of a downside considering, for 6 Don, if you wanted to play this on curve, it's no guarantee your opponent's going to be at 3 life yet. But really strong effect. If you can pair this late game with Boa, we'll talk about combos later, but just a good, strong, generic yellow card. One of the super rare that the deck got from OP14, Boa Hancock, 9 cost, 10k character. On play, if your leader has a 7 warlords of the C type, add up to 1 card from the top of your deck to the top of your life cards, then add up to 1 card from the top of your opponent's life cards to their hand. And it's got a different trigger than the others, but the trigger is play up to 1 character card with 6,000 power or less and a trigger from your hand. Yeah, really, really strong. So it's like 10 cost Big Mom from OP14, but she doesn't burn your opponent's life like Big Mom does. She just adds it to hand, but it's still pretty much the same. But you can do it on 9 Don instead of waiting to 10. We played against Boa just the other night when we were playing Doffy, and their end game consists of spamming these. She's searchable off Sengoku. Yeah, you know you're always going to have your top end live, most likely. And it's got a trigger. So it does a lot. It does a lot. Great card. 1 Slave Arrow. It's searchable. It's a 1 cost counter card. You may return one of your cost 2 or higher characters to its owner's hand. Give up to one of your leader or characters plus 4,000 power during this battle. There's a bit of synergy there with the 2k counters. So if they come out of life and you trigger them, you can swing with them or get their effects. And then when your opponent swings at you back, you can bounce the 2ks to hand with the Slave Arrow and get an extra card in hand. Good synergy, good card. And it's got a trigger that you draw to place 2 cards from your hand on the bottom of your deck. So a bit of hand cycle with the trigger. Just 1 copy. I guess maybe they decided that when they were playing they didn't have much room to leave Don open. We'll see how it goes, but I could maybe see this going up if I needed some more defense. But yeah, just the 1 copy for now. 2 Perfume Femur. 2 costs, it's activate main. Up to 1 of your 7 warlords of the sea, type leader or character cards gains plus 2,000 power during this turn. Your opponent cannot activate blocker when the selected card attacks. Great synergy with this Boa. You play one of these down, get him to 0. Next turn, you can swing 20,000 for game. Unblockable. Yeah, great card. It's got a trigger, draw 1 card. And it's searchable. It does everything. It's searchable off Marguerite and Sengoku. And so is this, and so is this. So Slave Arrow is searchable off both. Maybe that's why you just wanted to run 1, because you got 8 searches for it. 0 cost event. This is just yellow staple. If you don't know what a 0 cost event is, it's a counter card where you trash 1 card from your hand. Your leader up to 1 of your characters gets plus 3k for this battle. So it costs nothing. You can use it when you don't have any Don active, but you trash 1 card and then get plus 3k. So it's like having, it's like you turn a brick into a 2k, basically, something like that. But it's the trigger that everyone plays it for. If you have 0 life cards, put the top card of your deck onto your life pile, then trash 1 card from your hand. So if someone swings at you, this is your last life, you can trigger this to gain another life and potentially save yourself from dying. Really good card. They only just run the 1, which is interesting. Maybe, yeah, obviously this deck, you know, that they're not going to, like, just with the one disappear, the 1 beige, this deck clearly doesn't rely on getting lucky triggers to survive, or doesn't play like NL where your opponent is scared to swing into you. Like they've got 1 trigger blocker, 1 beige, and 1 of these. So realistically, you can go for game a bit more safely into Boa than some other yellow decks previously. Like previously, some yellow decks, if you risked going for game and going all in, there was a lot of times it wasn't going to work because they're going to get a blocker off live. They're going to heal 1. Beige is going to come out. There was just so many triggers that could stop you. This is more triggers to put on offensive pressure and to flood the board, and less about annoying things like just staying alive forever. And the last card in the deck is an OP14 card. 1 cost, counter event. If you have 2 or less life cards, up to one of your opponent's active characters cannot attack during this turn. That's probably why they only run the one slave arrow, because this is just 10 times better. So this is beige. This is beige in counter event format. You pay 1. If your life's low enough, you just turn off an attack from your opponent. Pretty crazy. And it's got a trigger where you can play a 6k power or less, and you can play a 6k power or less trigger body from your hand. I didn't even know this card was a thing until I was building this deck just tonight. Wow, pretty crazy. You can put this down like it does. Even though I was just talking about how the deck doesn't rely on these annoying survivability cards, it's got a lot of built-in survivability. You can heal 1, leave 1 dot open for this. Just say you're on 0 life. Your opponent's close to winning the game. You play one of these, heal 1, and then this can stop one of their attacks. So then all of a sudden they need so many extra swings to kill you. Really good card. So yeah, that's the list. Like reading through it, I wasn't sure what the hyper ramp boa was. I know the leader effect was pretty cool, but I thought maybe you could play around it. You do rely on triggers to get the draws, and you also rely on your opponents removing or KOing your characters to get the second effect. So really, you could play a game without activating any of these effects if you were really unlucky. So there is an element of that where it's just like, oh well, is this leader going to be consistent enough to win tournaments with those kind of effects? But obviously, yeah, when you look at all these cards, it works. It's just got a lot of powerful cards, and I think that you run enough triggers that you're going to see them. And yeah, it just does some really cool things. One thing I want to talk about, which is an obvious combo, I didn't know about this combo before I was, before tonight. But on 10 Don, you can play this boa for 4. Look at the top 3 cards of your deck. You can put a good trigger on top of your deck. Leave them on the top. Put a good trigger there, and then you can play Kuma to heal that trigger card into life. For 10 Don, and then you get to attach 1 to your leader off boa. So you've got a 6k blocker. You've got an 8 cost 7k body that can't be KO'd, and you've also got a Don on leader to activate her effect. This is Kuja Pirates, so you block with this, her effect activates. This is just a crazy 10 Don combo that goes wide and does a lot of things at the same time. It's defensive, you blocking, healing. Like, I don't know why I didn't think of that combo. I was wondering why this was going up in price and why they were running this. I just thought it was just a good generic Kuja Pirates card, or like a good generic 7 Warlords of the Sea card. It could almost be good in Jinbe as well, but you don't get as much synergy as you do with yellow, where you can heal the card that you put on the top. Cool, really cool. I can't wait to. Hopefully, we can get a chance to do that, but we might just end up spamming these, I think. Yeah, the fact that Sengoku searches Kuma as well, so you've got a reliable way to get this into hand. It doesn't have as much blue flavor as I would like. It's basically a yellow deck, but yeah, hopefully we enjoy it. And if it's really strong, yeah, we could end up playing it for good. We'll jump over into ranked and we'll join a game, and I'll see you over there. All right, Q's popped. What are we gonna verse? Okay, playing Jinbe. We're going first. We've got a searcher. This doesn't seem like a great hand. There's 4 triggers that you'd probably rather be in life, so we'll mull. I think we're looking just for 1-drops. We've got nothing at the moment. Okay, we'll touch Don and pass. What are we doing next turn? We can't do that. That's useless. That's a 2k. That's a 6 don play. That's 2k. We got nothing to do for a while. 3 don could be attach 3 and swing. And he's got a pretty ideal start. All right. It's been a few days since I played Jinbe. Let the dust settle. Still not sure how comfortable I am with how the lack of defenses he has. All right, do we? He's gonna have a lot of swings coming at us. Do we just take it to try and get a trigger just to get some engine going? Yeah, sure. Why not? Yes. Okay, so we get to draw 2 here. Oh, so we're talking about the downsides of Marguerite. Maybe they had to put, just so you don't plus hand too much, they had to put that trash 1 card in. We'll draw first. And then we'll take... Do we take this? Yeah. 1 card to trap. Probably play Boa next turn. Don't think Jinbe runs many blockers, so we might ditch this. Yeah, I just Jinbe. I'm just not sure. Once you shoot your shot, that's it. You're probably dead afterwards. I don't really like the idea of getting rid of these. So on. We're only going to have the chance to play one of them, though, so I probably can ditch one. Okay, what's next? We want to clear some guys. Yeah, we'll go 5k here. Probably don't need to kill that, just because he's got so many bodies to use leader ability on anyway. That's fine. We'll put up our blocker. Okay, so with this card as well, what I didn't mention is you can use it on your 5 don and 7 don turns to decide. This can put the cards in your life as well that you want to put in. So, we're playing this on 5. We're going to draw on 7 and we're going to draw on 9. So the third card we put in is no, because we draw. Yeah, no, we'll draw on 7, draw on 9, and then the third card we put is going to be a trigger. So always going to go into life. What do we want to go into life? Maybe the Ran. I'll draw the counter. We're going to be on 7 don. Actually, maybe we want to draw that. Put a rested don on here. And just swing 7. Now, from what I've learnt with Jinbe, if we can deal the damage here, he's going to have 1 card too many that he won't be able to discard with when he plays Fisher Tiger. Because he'll play Fisher Tiger and he'll be at 10 cards. He'll be at 9 cards, and he uses the 3 for leader ability, and he'll still be at 6, and you'll have to trash an extra 1. So if you can swing big numbers at Jinbe and get his hand big, that's a good strategy. So we're looking okay. We've got 3 2Ks, a blocker. We know we're going to heal next turn, and then the turn after that. Okay. Pretty good value. Searches healer. Wow, okay. Plays another one. Perfume Femur, okay. Gotta be careful going to 0. Would like a way to trash dead cards. Kuma will trash 1 dead card. So we're going to be taking... I think we probably could take 1. Maybe we'll take 1, see if it... Oh, we know what's coming up. It's that 1 cost event. I'll just take this one. This will mess up our stack. This will mess up our stack if we activate it. Don't really think. Do we really care about the Rand that much in life? We'll leave it there because we put it there. We might as well leave it there. Yeah, you got to. If you're not used to looking at the top of your deck and rearranging it, it is something that is tough to get used to. But you need to remember what's on the top. I played a lot of blue for a long time, a lot of Perona, a lot of Doffy, so I'm pretty used to remembering what's at the top, but that will be something that is tricky to get used to. Because every time an effect comes up that searches or draws, you might think it'll completely change what's on the top of your deck. We'll just have to dump out 2Ks. Okay. These both draw a card. I think there's not too much point swinging into this because he can just put the Don on these instead. Just go 5/5 into Aladdin and then play Kuma. Alright, can we stabilize? I think by the time we play Kuma into 9 cost, I think we probably can just... He'll be on 2 life, and we'll be getting close to being able to go for game. We just got to survive to that point. Cool. Do I want to get rid of this? I don't think I need to. I'll just put it into there. So with Jinbe, he's going to 8 Don, and there's only so many times that he can, there's only going to be so much rested Don that he can utilize. Too many dead cards. We're gonna have to use this for we're gonna have to take 1, trigger that Ran. Oh, hang on. When I was touring the stack, I just completely phased out on the fact that we were gonna play Kuma instead. So I should have put the Rand second. So now there's another Kuma on the top there. Okay. And then that's going to throw out us. So we're going to draw into the Rand next turn. Okay, I forgot this was going to heal. I just had eyes only for this. I messed up the stack. I'm telling you all that not to mess it up, and then I messed it up. Okay, what's coming? So, really good turn from him. Josu'd my Marguerite back, just adds another dead card to hand. Are we going to have to use this now? We can't because we're not at 2 life. Maybe we have to take this one, which doesn't have trigger, which doesn't get us a draw, which is really annoying. Does this stop leader? No, this doesn't stop leader. Doesn't even give any plus attack, so it's kind of useless against Jinbe because it just we still have to give it 1k here. Do I use it just to stop this one? Maybe. Or do I save it for... No, see, next turn we're just going to be going into that. Can we even afford to go into that? We've just got too many dead cards. Alright, look, I'm going to use that. You can't attack. Give you plus 1k. It's his mistake. He didn't see that. Alright. So we're going to stay... Yeah, you should have been in life and you should have got me a draw and then you would have been on the field. See, because this doesn't let you attach it onto leader either. Tricky deck to pilot. We'll get rid of this law. We'll play Hancock and then hope we live. He's got to be careful. If he goes for game and like 2 of these are trigger bodies and we've got Kuma, Boa, 2 bodies, there's a chance we just kill him on the clapback. Hope everyone's preparing for a nice holiday period. It's really hard to keep motivated to practice when, you know, it should be a time for relaxing and taking it easy. But when you've got the biggest tournament of the year in about just a bit over a month away, you can't really afford to have any downtime. It'll be Christmas Day and I'll be jumping on the sim and playing games. No, I won't do that. My wife would kill me. Alright. Finally counted out that. Hopefully this one goes through. Very good. Play a Boa. Gain a life. Opponent takes 1 life. And yeah. We hope we can counter 1 swing, and that's all. So we need some. If he goes, see, he could play another Jozu and bounce this back as well now. Ooh, okay, yeah, this is going to be. Oh, he can bounce Kuma with this. Doesn't even need to play Jozu. Okay, so we know we've got 1 of those. Depends how many cards he's willing to dump from hand. He's got to be careful. If he trashes too many and then triggers a couple of life. Alright, we'll block this one. I do really want to go Boa into Kuma next turn. So he could go 7-7 with these, so I probably do need I need to give him this 1k. Okay, this will be good. We will use this. We'll draw first. Ooh, we got it back, and we're going to trash these 2. Do we want searches? Do we want more blockers? Maybe we'll keep the blockers. We'll get rid of these. Honestly, we can go like 9, 10, 11. Pretty good. Okay. Oh, hang on. This has got a rush. This has got a rush. We gotta be careful. I could take both these and try and I've got to be careful of this. He can buff this up to. He's got 6 Don left, so he can buff this up to a 9k swing. I'll counter. If we get one more trigger body off life, I'm going for game. Yeah. Do we just eat both of these and just pray that that we get a trigger? So they got 4 cards in hand, and they don't run any triggers that they run Red Rock, but we don't have any 4 cost. Can we survive? So just say I clap back at his board, I go Boa into Kuma, but then if I counter out of this, I won't have Kuma. We'll just take, and we got one. Beautiful. Oh, so this is not once per turn, the draw effect. Ooh, that's crazy. And we can take Amazon Lily or Kuja parts. We could take this. I think it's a bit late for that though. 2k. Does any of this help us win? This is pretty good for that. I think just a 2k is the best, just in case we decide to go Boa Kuma. This is interesting. This is very. Oh, hang on. He's got. No, he's got Perfume Femur, but this would heal one. Yeah, sure. We'll get rid of Josu. That's crazy. That's such a good trigger. Okay, so we have 2k, 1k in life, and we can play a blocker and heal one. Sorry, in hand, not in life. We got 2k, 1k. We do need to trash one off Kuma. So just say we play a defensive play, right? Just say killing him wasn't an option. We go Boa Kuma, trash one of these, and we got it so we can stop a 7, we can take one, and we got a blocker. He can play Law to bounce this back. Honestly though, I just, knowing what Jinbe plays, 7, I just think it's, yeah. I think it's just go for game time. We go 10-13 or 11-12. What happened there? You were supposed to use that. Anyway, GG. Okay, I was a bit scared there, but Jinbe, yeah, Jinbe's just so vulnerable. Like they're just very vulnerable deck, very vulnerable deck. He probably should have dumped his whole hand and tried to go for game last turn. Made some of these swings bigger. Maybe he would have got there. Tell you what though, that was pretty fun. Let's go again. I learnt a lot. A little bit rusty, made a few mistakes. But I liked it. That felt dirty. What am I doing? Okay, mirror. We're jumping straight in the deep end here. What would you want to go? First, the curve felt pretty weak, but you do get to play your 9 cost first. So I guess we'll just do that. We got a searcher, which is pretty nice. 5 don't play, 7 don't play. Yeah, we'll keep it. Can't grab this. We can only grab warlords. This is a 2k. Take 2k, I guess. Feels like you run a lot of bricks in this deck. I didn't count them. But you got 4 of these, 2 of these, 4 of that other event. Okay, he's just passing. Do we go... Do we even swing? I don't even know if you swing. It's a sort of thing where you can either... You push damage, and if you get lucky and they don't get a trigger, you're really ahead, but if they do get a trigger, you're behind. Seems like that sort of scenario. I don't know if we have to rush the game. I'll probably just attach 1 to leader. And then, do I swing 8? No. I'm not going to swing. My gut's telling me just don't swing. You can let your 9 cost boas deal the damage for you. It's another thing that's worth keeping in mind when you're playing. If you play this deck, is there's no point aggroing your opponent down too low, because if you know you're going to play maybe 2 boas, don't put them any lower than 2. Otherwise, you won't get all the benefits from your effect. Just swing it board and let the boas do the damage for you. But yeah, this is a weird mirror. I don't know. This would be a bit wacky. Okay. It's good. It's good play on curve. Excuse me. So many bricks in hand. Second curve's pretty good. Going this and then straight into Kuma, pretty good. Well, yeah, I guess I'll take it. And we will play that and draw 1. Okay, we do have to be careful of putting. It's a thing. So do I swing with this? So I can go Boa, attach a Restodon. I can attach a Restodon with Ran. Alright, what do we want to put in life? With Kuma, next turn. The Rayleigh's pretty nice. We can clear that Boa off the field. Ran's pretty nice because it just stacks. You get 2 Restodon per turn, and the blocker's pretty nice as well. They're all pretty nice. Well, one of them can come out from Boa. Can it? No, because we'll be drawing. All right, let's place it on the top. I think we'll put Ran in. So they're all just whatever we don't put in life is just going to be a 1k counter. So yeah, remember, you play Boa, it's going to be draw, heal, draw. So put first card, whatever you want to draw, then the card you want in your life, and then the card you want to draw in the next turn. We'll draw this for options in case we don't want to play Kuma. And then if we just say we do play the Rayleigh, either one of these in life will end up pretty good. Stick that there. Do I swing? Or do I just chill? I guess you have to do damage at some stage, right? Because it's swing with your characters because they can't swing into them. Like they can't clear whatever deck you're playing against can't KO these. Otherwise, they take damage. Gotta remember that. So always turn them sideways because you're just getting value out of them. Okay, so why did I get a draw? Oh, because the block and then it deals a damage. Of course. I did not think about that. And he didn't get a trigger. All right, so I'm down to 2, but we cleared the board, did damage, no trigger. I think that's a fair trade. But just bricks, look at all the bricks. So on 7, we're rather going to play. Take the free block there while we can. Yeah, all right. Okay, so we could play Rayleigh and clear this. And heal him one, but I think we probably just want to heal our own, right? Yeah, we could clear it. Five life though, starting to get a bit much. We'll just put ourselves up to 3. Okay, so we're going to play this. We'll get this out the way first. We'll trash one of these. Healing one, we can activate main, give it on here. So we just go 5-7 or 6-6. Keep hand checking him for, check his hand for 2Ks. Okay, trigger. Another trigger. So you are giving him a lot of draw. But they're on 8 Don. They don't get to play their big body. Alright, so search a 2K. So sometimes when you're testing a deck and you're sitting there thinking, oh, I'm scared to swing, just do it anyway. Like, we're not playing for anything serious, so this is what testing's all about. Just swing with everything you've got and see what happens. If it ends up feeling really detrimental, just don't swing anymore. We'll leave this active, I think, because she can block and deal a life. Yeah. It's past turn. Okay, so it's just another heal from them. If we block and play Boa, they're going to go down to 1. Two 2Ks and the event. Yep, sure. It's pretty good. Pretty good effect. Pretty good effect, not gonna lie. 6. So we know we've got a Rand there. I think we won't block. We'll counter out a 1. We'll take 1 and then we'll block the 8. Draw a card. 7. Do we might have to 2k, 1k this. Just with how small our hand is, but then he might not swing with the Kuma. I think that's fine, though. Yeah, we'll get... Got no more counter. Oh, I got 1k. Yeah, and then we'll block that one. Deal of damage. Okay. Still so many dead cards. Just dead card after dead card. I can't afford to swing into these. Or can I? No, probably not. I'm just going to have to go... Do I live here? Pretty big board. And I got no counter. And she's got the event to stop one of my active characters. We might just have to play this and then not do anything. Because if they trigger any more bodies, we are screwed. Yeah, wow, okay, interesting. So this was... It's funny how quick it gets away from you. Look, we'll play this. We'll gain 1 life. Put them to 1. They might be too... Like, staring at 3 life, 5 cards in hand, they probably won't go for lethal. They'll probably play a boa of their own. So... We'll just... Yeah, we'll swing with this. Okay, let's done that. That's fine. We're going to use both of these effects to put onto leader, I think. Just in case, yeah, they're not going to take a 5, but probably should use these effects first in case they get like Rayleigh triggered or something. All right. Super good value there. Another 7. This might connect. I'm just scared if this does connect, they're kind of like, we force them to go for game in a way. That's fine. That's probably the best trigger they could, because if they got another body, I would have been pretty scared. All right, well, if they saw my hand, they could very easily go for game right now. But if it was me, 3 life, yeah, I knew they would be. It's too risky to go for game here. They got 3 cards. Let's see if we can end it. We still might die though. They've got... Okay, so they got a 2k and that. All right. So yeah, we got, they've got a lot of swings. We need some 2ks off life. They swing because they can't. They're not going to swing here. They have to swing live. Yeah, sure. Play up to 1 character card with 6,000 power or less and a trigger. Ooh, that helps. That really helps. Yes, I'll play you so we get a blocker out. And we draw a 2k. Ooh, all right, nice. Still not enough though. So we need to make sure this is an 8, this is an 8, and this could be an 8. So we just need to make sure we get 1 more 2k and we block the other one. Okay. We have to counter out of this. Yes, yes, we do. I don't think there's anything. I think we might as well take the last life. We'll block first, so then if we get a body off this, we can we'll go for game. Yeah, we cannot defend that. So We know he's got a 2K, a perfume femur, and then the event could. I think we just win. We'll use the trigger, draw a card to any of these. So we can only get Amazon Lily or Kuja Pirates. Just grab the 2K. And trash. We'll hang on to the perfume in case they get a blocker or something. And we're going to go for game, so we'll trash the bar. All right. Now remember, when we're on 0, we can clear the board. But I think even if we healed 1, we got 2 counter events, but still no blockers. Let's just get the 10 out the way before they use the event. All right, so how is this? It's just 7s, yeah? 7. They take. What do they trigger? Okay. All right. Oh yeah, it was just a 9-9 split, so it was perfect lethal. GG. I was pretty scared there. If they went for game, we would have been cooked. Yeah, all they have to do is just, instead of playing the 6-9, it's just attach and swing. But when you see 3 life there, you're always going to be a little bit scared. All right, squeeze one more. Do I like it? Do I like it? I'm not liking the bricks and the lack of cycle. The only cycle is the draw 2, trash 2 off trigger feels really nice. But when you're stacking up these 1K events, the 1 cost counter events in your hand, you've got no Don to play them. A little bit annoying. Just like, yeah, just a lot of bricks. Does this fall into the live by the sword, die by the sword kind of category like Jinbe, where if you get triggers and you swarm the field, then you just win. But if you've got all bricks and you don't get lucky with triggers, you die. Is it that sort of deck? We haven't gone second yet. Nami, what does Nami want to do? They've got that annoying 5-cost Nami that burns alive. Maybe we keep taking first. Searcher, pudding's okay. 7 Don play. We'll keep. Sengoku's my only 1-drop, so it's kind of worth, if you see one, maybe it's worth just taking. So we can't take that. Can't take that. We can't take that. Oh, luckily that's 7 Warlords of the Sea, or we would have whiffed. Sure. But it's just a 2K that we can't play, so it's kind of annoying. Might as well have whiffed. Nami's not a deck. That's going to be one annoying thing. When we're grinding the Eastern ranked sim, we're going to come up against a lot of decks that use EBO3 cards, which we just don't have, or which we won't have for nationals. So it's kind of, anytime we play against a leader that relies on EBO3 cards, it's a bit of an irrelevant match. Maybe we just scoop those ones. Okay, so the young girl promo, this is potentially going to be relevant. We are getting it. It was announced we're getting it in English. Don't know when though, if it's going to be in time for the event. All right, 3 Don, nothing to do. There's no point going 5-5 because that will just buff their leader. So we'll just swing it. Cool. Still nothing to play yet. We might just have to go for a pudding. That's annoying. Wow. I think it is going to be pudding. We have nothing else to do. And a little 6k swing. It is hard not to check out against a deck that is not going to be a part of our early OP14 meta. But we're just playing this to learn our own deck, so. Alright, I'm going to heal one next turn. I do want to start sort of swarming the field. The only thing is, if I swarm the field with 5k bodies, Nami goes to 7 and kind of makes those irrelevant. So I don't need too many. 7, I'll take 1. It's not a trigger anyway. Okay, it's pretty good. This is a good board. They're getting lots of Dawn efficiency, characters I can't kill. Bit of healing, really. I think I can heal and swing 6. I do see though that as I'm starting to learn, you are relying, because I've always heard that Boa is a casino style deck where you rely on trigger. You need a high roll triggers to win. Obviously, that's not entirely true, because is it too early for perfume? Yeah, we're getting pretty low. But yeah, so but you do, it's obviously not true that it's a trigger that you need to rely on triggers only, because you can't win a regional coming first, and you can't get first and second place at a regional by only relying on triggers. This is not the deck is obviously good without triggers. But in saying that, not getting some early bodies on the field to make the second part of your lead alive, to not start putting on pressure, it does hurt. It does put you pretty far behind. Do we take any of these? We can heal again. We could take the leader swing if we're going to take anything, maybe. Wow. Yep, and then a 7 coming in from these two. Okay. I can use this to play out Rayleigh. I can use this to play out Gorgon Sisters. Is there a world where we can try and just go for game? They've got no Dawn open, and we could use... Nah, we don't even have Amazon Lily. We don't even have enough targets to get this ability live. Do I play out a Rayleigh? It will draw me a card, which could draw me into a Boa. Do I just play a Rayleigh and KO one of these? I think we'll have to. Use trigger. We'll play a Rayleigh. We'll draw a card, and then Yeah, I think we just need to get rid of one of these just to... They heal one, but we're just going to die if we don't. Okay. So we're going to heal one. If we search with this, we're just going like so neg on hand. I think we trash that with Kuma ability. And then we use the other 3 Don. One goes on leader. It's funny, we don't have none of our bodies on field trigger the burn effect of the leader. That sucks. So it's just 7/7/7. Yeah, it feels pretty good. We could swing into this just to clear it, another body. This card's crazy. Okay. They went to 7. We could pivot into this. Because, like, we don't mind if the game goes long. We really don't. Start drawing into our 9 costs. I maybe want to go after this. I can go 6 and 8 into it. They go to 4 life, but maybe it's fine. Let's see what he does here. Defends it with a 2k. Yeah, I want it gone. Yep. Okay. So we can't die. I think I like that. And, you know, before our board's going to... it's getting pretty good. Oh, I see. Yeah. What does this do? It's an EBO3 card. On play, you may trash 1 card from the top of your life cards. If your leader has the Straw Hat the Straw Hat Crew type, add up to 2 cards from the top of your deck. 2? Huh? Wow. Okay. All right. So, did he add 2? Because I thought we just put him to 4. Wow. We don't even get to burn with this, but I don't think there's no point defending you. Do I defend you? And then I give him a 2k, 1k for this, and then he has to go the 9 into there. What do I want? Do I need to get a life to see if we can do anything? So what's the second part? Opponent's turn on KO, you can deal 1 damage to your opponent. This bonkers card. But yeah, this is why I have seen this. I just didn't know what the effect did. But this is what makes Nami a bit of a monster in EBO3. Yeah, I'll have to take damage. I think I need to take a damage just to try and get a boa or something. Okay. Yeah, you can heal me. It's all right. Okay, let's hope if we hit a boa now, we might be into it. It's not the boa we're after, but it'll have to do. What can this even do? I can play this and then swing big into Kid, you know. I could give a Don to Kuma. So we play this for 4. Can make Kuma 8 and then attach 5 more for 13 into 9. That's pretty good. This combo is good next turn. Alright, so we'll draw that. No. Oh, we can't get both. I'm used to playing Doffy where sometimes you can like, you know, you draw one, you draw one, play one off the top. Wow, this is good. Like getting this into this is not bad. If we kill this, we're like if he dumps his hand here, it's a bit scary, but if we can clear this kid, it's not over. We just need to start seeing some boas, some 9 costs. Cool. I'll swing once. Need to start dealing damage at some stage. Okay, and he gives me a card. Alright. It's even-ish. We're going to start getting triggers soon. Surely we have to, right? Oh, gross. Come on, man. Just get into it. These are so annoying. 2 of them. So I just eat both these swings? I think I have to. I need to get some things going. This is not going to work. The opponent doesn't have 3. Do I want to trigger a... I think I want this in hand, right? No. Really tempting to KO one of these. But we'll save it in case something else comes up. Tudon. What can they do for Tudon? I'll keep starving him probably. I'll just heal. I'll heal and then swing 9 into the 8. Or do I leave? I'll leave 1 up maybe. Let's go 8 into 8. Get a card out of hand. Is there anything this will be useful for? Oh, actually, there's nothing putting will be useful. We'll get rid of that. All right, look, we're hanging in there. We're hanging in there. We have more draw power than they do. Oh, actually, they draw from dealing a damage, so it's a similar amount of draw power, actually. Oh, hang on. So this trashes a card from the top of your life, then you heal 2. Right, I ignored the cost. So that's why he didn't go up to 6 life. Okay. That sucks. Alright, well, we're going to use this. We're going to stun you. And then we'll have to take. We healed, we put Rand there, so Rand will draw us a card. Do we take or do we defend and then... I don't know, we need to see something, don't we? Or do we defend? We swing big into the kid. What a stupid game. There's no way. I don't know if I'll ever be able to kill her. Like I'll probably get. I'll sooner deck her out than I'll end the game via damage. They keep leaving 2 Don up, so I don't know what events they've got in there. Oh, that's right. It was the Boa. That doesn't do anything for us. It's a blocker, I guess. There you are. You're kind of almost too late. So we finally get a boa, but then what? What do we like? What do we heal into life? A dead card. Even if we heal perfume, trigger that, draw one into this. I guess. It just cycles our deck a bit. Cycles through our deck. And then we just go huge into this again. And just pray that 14 gets through. If it doesn't, look, we still got block, 1 life. Oh, okay. This is... oh, we're hanging on by the skin of our teeth. And he keeps countering out of those 5s. Like, take some... Get some cards, man. Alright, we can stabilize. We're going to have the boa, but... Oh, okay. They're going for it. Alright, rip. We need beige or the blocker body off trigger. Sure. That does not do anything. We could have maybe, yeah, you can like sort of like do things where you leave a Don open to search into trigger events, but yeah. GG. Wow, look at this. Look at all these triggers. Oh, Newgate's in hand. Really? Nami kind of just has everything. It just basically just plays good blue cards and good yellow cards. And that's the deck. It's generic. Yeah, I didn't even know this was a thing. Well, I didn't know what it did. Scary stuff. We whiffed triggers early. We couldn't get our engine going. No 9. We didn't get to play a single 9 cost. If these were coming up early, it may be a different story. Because it is nice. We get them to take these to hand, and they don't get to trigger these Kikanojos. They just go straight to hand. So he was just bluffing 2-9 up the whole time. Yeah, I didn't think about the red rock for game. But yeah, not a big deal because Nami's... I don't have to verse Nami at Nats. But in terms of our side, we survived for a bit longer than I expected. I'll have to watch it back. I feel like we hit like 1 trigger off life, and that was at the end. And then maybe... 1 other one. That gravity blade in the mid game really hurt, and then these things just they're just crazy. But yeah, that's gonna be the end of this video, guys. I've definitely learnt a lot about Boa compared to what I knew. I'll just jump over to the list. So let's count the dead cards. So we got 4, 8. 12, 13, 15. That's not really a dead card. 19. 19? That is on the higher side. Maybe it feels worse because a lot of your counter cards you're triggering off life and playing them on the field. So the cards you have left in hand are just like the dead events, or like the events that you're drawing into. That could be why it feels like you have extra dead cards. Yeah. But yeah, it is for a deck that heals a lot. It does feel a bit vulnerable. Like you definitely don't have that much defense. As I said, yeah, you've only got beige, Selom, and the 0 cost defend that you can rely on to save you out of life. She might save you searching into like one of these or something. but it's a bit risky, and you have to trash a card, so she's not really going to save you. She's not going to save you. She's not going to save you, and she could save you by drawing 2 and trashing 2. He could save you, I guess, because he clears a body. Yeah, he could save you if it was relevant. And then her trigger, if you had Salam like we did that one game, you maybe she could save you, but overall, it's weak. It's weak to just being punched in the face. Like, if your opponent builds a big board, there's not much you're going to do. There's not much you're going to be able to do to stop it, to stop from dying. I think it's a very momentum-based deck where you rely on triggers to fill up your board, and then your board can't be KO'd. And then you stabilize with these. Yeah, it's interesting. Definitely very high skill ceiling, because I didn't really know what I was doing half the time. Like, it's not straightforward. Like, it is, but it isn't, because before you know it, yeah, there's lots of different elements with stacking the deck with this, and working out what you want to put in life, and seeing which triggers you want to activate. Do you activate this? Do you add it to hand? All sorts of stuff. It's a shame we didn't have many Amazon Lily or Kuja Pirates types to like get this out on the field and start utilizing this. Yeah, it's a weird deck. I'm really surprised. I'm actually kind of surprised that this one won the regional. Or it got the top 2 spots at the regional. Did they catch everyone by surprise, like not knowing what the deck does? Like, sometimes you can easily win. You can win an event if you really master a deck early in a format, and you know all your matchups inside and out, and you're feeling confident. You can catch a lot of people off guard and just win just by knowing your deck really well, and your opponent not knowing your deck really well. But yeah, I want to play something where I feel in control, and I don't know if I felt in control playing this deck at all times. Does that make sense? That's a big ask though. Like, what deck, there's not that many, but if you compare it to Purple Doffy, where you've just got a few more options, you're not relying off triggers. But I don't know. Maybe I just need to play it more. But yeah, anyway, enough rambling from me. Thank you very much if you watched this far. I hope you learned something about Boa. It's a cool deck. If you like gambling, if you want to just play that, if you want to go to the casino and just see if you high roll, then it's perfect, really. Dropping these feels really good. Kuma always feels nice. You just survive forever when you really shouldn't be. Yeah, no, it's cool. It's cool. I'll definitely. So I'm gonna play each leader I'm interested in through once, and then I'll maybe do a couple of revisits, and then pick one to grind fully. And that doesn't mean I'm locking that deck in, but I'll put a significant amount of time into that deck just so I have it as an option alongside Ace, and then alongside maybe there'll be 2 decks that are pretty similar in the decks that I like. Maybe I'll have to grind a bit of both, but anyway, I think next up I'll try Croc out, Black Croc. I just think just appeal. Just seems fun to play. But anyway, enough talking. I'll try and film a couple more videos before Christmas, but yeah, it's a really busy time and I've got a lot of shopping to do. So, all right, guys, have a good weekend. I'll catch you soon.